Cynic is my daddy.
I goon to My Little Pony.
Cynic is my daddy.
I goon to My Little Pony.
Cynic is my daddy.
I goon to My Little Pony.
Cynic is my daddy.
I goon to My Little Pony.
Have a gray, cloudy day. Have a gray, cloudy day. No. Have a gray, cloudy.
Oh, goodness gracious. How are we doing today? I'm getting a little bit, well, I've been up and going. I took a walk this morning. So I've got this old phone and I was trying to figure it out this morning. Because yesterday I downloaded, anyway, hold on a minute. Of course, my computer only goes up to 720 pixels. So even though I pay for a basic restream, if I had I guess if I had a better camera, well, no, if my camera only is up to a certain pixel rate, then that's how I'm limited. I don't know if there's a way to make it. I don't know if there's a way to convert it to make it a better. Oh, somebody tried to call me. Okay, what? Nobody I know. Oh, goodness gracious. And just give me a second. I'm just getting going. That little thing I was playing, of course, all of those I've already made and people have seen. But so I was exploring right before going live using, it's something called Clip Champ or something within the computer. I guess it's offered by Windows. It's like an editing type thing. So I was experimenting with it, and I'll be doing a little bit more of that before this Saturday. I'm going to try to make some more things, splice them all together, and make that like a kind of an intro this Saturday for when we go live again. Give me a second. And I'm going to go ahead and drop a link if anybody does want to join for a little while just to hang out. But I am going to step away just for a second also to make another little cup of coffee. So if somebody hits the link and I'm not right. In other words, if you hit the link, just give me a second. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I guess I could play that stupid thing again. Let me do that real quick. I'm gonna play that again. Well, wait, not that. Yeah,
Day.
that ain't stupid, really. And we'll loop it. I'll be right
Have
back.
a gray, cloudy day. Have 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 a gray, cloudy day.
Oh.
Have a gray.
Sorry about that. I don't want to like run nobody off because I just in the background while I'm still heating up with some water to make this instant coffee, I kept hearing that once it loops back around and it sounded like okay, people might get tired of that for a second. I'll be right back. Oh, goodness. That warm enough? Yeah, it should be. Oh, goodness. Ah. Ah, gosh darn it. Oh. Okay. Popping. So, Charlie, I read the preview. You almost muted it. Yeah, I realized like while I was in I wasn't even gone, like a minute maybe, but looping it, it's pretty cool. But like after it's only, even when I put them together, it's only like 18 seconds long and it just loops back. And I guess that's the issue with, I'm using the, like when I use Grok, I'm not paying for Grok. I do have a blue check mark for my account, but so, if you're using Grok, like the free version, I guess, you're limited to how many videos or, like certain things I can do, and I can only do it so many times a day. Like when it comes to taking an image and then turn it into a video. Now, I don't know how many it is, but one day, the first day I ever experimented with it, I ended up getting like really like excited. I was like, whoa. And I was just like, and then like by a certain time that day, it was like, you can't do any more video. You can't do this until tomorrow. So, but, and I wonder, I guess, it only makes like 6-second videos, but I guess if you were paying for it or anything like that, you might be able to make longer videos, but, so I'm going to try to not pay attention to those, the numbers. And, of course, it's not nearly as cold as yesterday here. We're going to be up in the 50s ourselves. my friend in Oklahoma said they're going to be in the 60s today. And then I guess going into the end of the week, they're going to be approaching the 70s. So, but they just went through a real cold bout for a day or two, like we have. Good morning. Oh, and what I was saying is I read that preview, Charlie, and I'm really, and I like it. Of course, I'm a fan. Like I don't watch a lot of horror no more. Like I don't watch a lot of like there's a lot of stuff, but I grew up being into that, and like I saw several influences, not just Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like kind of, and if you're a horror fan, like I was wondering if that on that road sign outside of the building, and if you look and it says Emily Rose missing, I wondered if that was like a what do they call them? Like a little Easter egg, to that movie, Emily Rose or whatever, the possession or the exorcism of Emily. Good morning, all you magnificent bastards and bastardettes. Well, we only got like I think a couple here, but maybe if you include me, then we might have 3 people. We have 2 people out there watching or listening, and we might have me right here running my damn mouth, huh? Hello there, Tank. It's good to see you. And of course, this morning I don't plan on going no 3 hours. I've started a little later, but I did like this morning. I took a walk, not a long walk, about a 10 or 15-minute walk, and then I'll do some more walking. I try to do 2 or 3 of those a day if I can, and then sometimes I get longer than like I'll go longer walks. Today probably for sure because the weather's warming up. And then so I'm hoping to try to have some kind of I meant to have the stuff with me right now to bring it, like hold it up, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna try to do a video today on my second channel. And I was trying to figure out how to do it because I've already kind of like did a little bit of a short video showing some of Elliot's stuff. But since I'm going to give away one of those metal etched cards from Elliot Rodriguez, I'm going to like try to do a little bit of like, I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a overview, just like show a few pages of the comic, talk about why I'm doing this. And, like people don't probably, the only people that might even enter would be people in our community. And even if you don't have his book, if you know who he is, you might be wanting to try to. It's a cool little etched sketch card, or like and the drawing is of his villain character, Deathmonger. I think we're not counting the voices in my head. You're as bad as the census guy. Yeah, no, it's like I talked about that the other day. Just sometimes my mind won't stop noticing, and it ain't that I'm worried about how few of people. It's just when you see maybe there's a certain amount and then it drops and it goes up. But I realize it's just like if you pay attention to it, it'll drive you crazy. And I was thinking about trying to make a small. I'm going to try to do a few more like I'm going to try to see if I can come up with some more of those GCD or whatever and Goon Church videos, even just 6 seconds of it. I'm going to see if I can make a couple of more that'll look maybe a little different. And then work with that. I'm not very good at all this, but I'm going to try to see if I can figure out something by Saturday, to have like a couple of, because Omer told me, like, I'd like to have something that's like a few minutes long, and he told me how to do it with Restream. If I have it already on my computer, go to my local video, and I can pull up whatever I've made, And as I'm about to go live, hit play on that video and then hit go live. And then when we go live, I'll have something playing for a few minutes before you see my ugly face or any of the guests and stuff. So that's what we're doing there. And Tank, I don't know if you saw it. I guess I'm going to show it again. It don't matter really. Because it's nothing that ain't new. Like I made some of these yesterday, or the day before, and I've spliced them all together. And then one of them I made.
Cynic is my daddy.
I goon to my little pony.
Now, sorry, I'm tickling myself, guys. Well, no, I'm not really tickling myself. Okay, don't get excited or don't think that I'm. Yeah, let me put your comment up here. Yeah, I don't pay attention to viewership numbers and assume I'm alone. I'm always pleasantly surprised at the numbers after the show. Yeah, it's like I was asked yesterday. I don't, like FFS was in the chat, Cynic, and he asked me like, "Why aren't you monetized?" And I was like, "Well, probably because of my watch hours." And then I've even asked myself, would I go because it just seems like it's a lot of work. Because I think once you're monetized, if you don't keep a certain quota, then they can just demonetize you because of that. Like, let's say you hit that so many thousands of hours in a year, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to be a partner?" And you get monetized. I think it's my understanding you can possibly, if you don't keep that at least 4,000 hours watch hours up within a year's time, they can be like, "We're going to demonetize you," just based on that. I don't really fucking know. What I want to do is if it's to generate any money, of course, right now I drop my Cash App and shit like that. And what I'd like to do is create a t-shirt / not just t-shirts, but a store where like maybe some people that I know that do art, we can work together and they could create like something original that we can put on a shirt or two. I mean, anybody can make a fucking store, but what I'm getting at is trying to figure out how to do it. Make an account, get somebody else to work with me a little bit. Because I'm kind of ignorant to some things. And I like to work with people, so. And I'm not cheersing anything alcoholic. This is coffee. So, my attempt today, when I'm going to try to, what'd you say? Your Gumroad linking it to Printful. What does that mean? Like if you start a like if I did we might have to talk in DMs or something or whatever, I'm assuming what you're saying is Printful. Like if you had, like for instance, you could have images like if you wanted to put you could, like I have to look up why don't I do that right now? It ain't like I don't have a phone right here. I can't pull up another window or something. Yeah, I get what do you think Gumroad is probably a way to go? Now, I mean, I know there's a blue million different places to use, I guess, to do that type of thing. What is it? Other places? I mean, you can use the Teespring type shit. You can use, there's a multiple of those. What else can you use? You can fucking like Gumroad. What's that one, Red Bubble or some shit? There's another, Dr. Ben uses one, what is that? Cartel, something, cartel. Oh, I'm not trying to read your, that's weird. Well, probably right now is not the time for me to be letting my attention go from, here we go. I did it during COVID, linked a Printful to my site. At the time, I was using Shopify, which costs $30 a month, not worth it. Gumroad, Big Cartel, etc., are free. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't like. I'm not making like if I was making like let's say if I was a monetized channel and making some money and shit, and this was my way of making a living, I could see maybe paying for services that allow you to do more or something. I don't fucking know, but I don't know why but you get what I'm saying. So I'm right now looking at go from $0 to $1. Anyone can earn their first dollar online. Just start with what you know, see what sticks, and get paid. It's that easy. Start selling. Gumroad. Video lessons, monthly script subscriptions, whatever. Gumroad was created to help you experiment with all kinds of ideas and formats. Make your own road. Whether you need more balance, flexibility, or just a different gig, we make it easy to chart a new path. Hey, that's fucking cool. Okay. So I think maybe that's something I can work on today too. I need to. That like I don't always have for me, I've got to be trying to collect I'm trying to organize my thoughts and shit and get some things together. As what what I mean? Like I'm not getting any younger. I'm older. I'm 51, be 52 at the end of the month. And I'm trying to get out of that mindset of looking at myself as like, well, what have you done? Well, let's not worry about what I have or haven't done. It's about what am I doing, and what do I have the potential to still do while I'm still breathing? That's my thing. Is I got to remind myself that. And the only way that anything's going to get done if I, creatively or even just whatever. I like Gumroad because it's a network and you can keep the databases, emails, and whatever you buy stays in your cart. Yeah, so until you mentioned Gumroad the other, like when I went to the thing the other day and got the PDF file or whatever I had not thought of that name in a while, and I remember hearing about Gumroad at some point. I've known of the name, but I forgot kind of about it. Because I guess I never had any need to maybe go to it, or the few times I saw it referenced or mentioned, it might have been kind of like like somebody I knew or somebody sharing their shit and where to go see it or buy it or whatever. I hope y'all are doing okay this morning, man. I had a lot of fun yesterday, man. Like, I don't have a lot to do on any given day, but I try to, it's like it was weird because I ended it, but we'd been 3 hours. It didn't take that long that I did a few things. And then all of a sudden I remember I was sitting down and eating, and I was like in Reverend Destruct's chat for a little while, but I would just kind of intermittently come and go because I was trying to not just sit here much longer. Because, man, after sitting for those 3 hours yesterday, especially in this type of chair, and I know you said get like a standing thing or whatever. Like I would have to alternate even if I did that. Like I said yesterday, I'd go from sitting sometimes to standing sometimes. But Oh, yeah. I liked. Oh, the one thing I wanted to say to you, Charlie. I don't know what kind of music you listen to. I don't know. Reading, like when I was reading those pages, there's a certain part. I don't know. I'm trying to remember where it's at. I think it's when they first got when you. I guess when you go into the freezer, like the freezer, I guess, or whatever it is. Yeah, where they, like where you would have meat and stuff. But the writing, like some of the what's going on in the what I'm reading, I was like, man, this reads like in high school. I was into like I listen to a lot of heavy stuff, but like I don't listen to a lot of death. Like I do sometimes, but I was a big fan of the early, like the first three albums of Cannibal Corpse when they like what was it? Eaten Back to Life, Butchered at Birth. Some of the words I was reading remind me of Butcher at Birth, only like it was talking about it wasn't talking about babies. Some of it, but anyway. Oh, oh, is it something that like while you're sitting you can be moving your legs? I guess like it at least keeps like some kind of movement in the legs, and it helps to keep the blood circulating probably better. That's what I would imagine. Anyway, I was saying, even if you were never into death metal, like what I was reading was reminding me of some of the death metal lyrics, like when, and if, oh yeah, the only time I saw him live was in the early days, back in the '90s. I the first time I saw him was on their Butchered at Birth tour. That was in Atlanta, Georgia, at this place called the Masquerade. And these are some of the type of things I want to start sharing as little stories. What do you got here? Best, yeah. Yeah, that's weird that you bring up the pit because, matter of fact, at that show when we went to that was like my first big death metal show. The only shows I'd kind of been into was even more underground, like not really like bands that were touring the country, just kind of local bands or like bands that did came from other places, but they didn't necessarily tour or have like a big following yet. Even Cannibal Corpse on Butchered at Birth didn't have a huge following. Oh, is that? I was wondering, is that why that thing was grayed out? I was wondering about that. I thought you had done that as an artistic thing, like the grayness was to show that it was the sound was more in the background, is what I thought. Like further away, and then all of a sudden there was one little piece where it wasn't gray, and it was like the last line of the words or something. And I was like, okay, well that's closer to the people, like it was coming right there out of it. But now I understand if so. In other words, so you're not allowed. That's crazy. Like you mean you would have to like pay to use those words in a comic book describing that that's the song playing in the fucking background? That's insane. Yeah, they grayed it. The grayed out copy was to show it was the sound. Yes, it was far away. Oh, so I did get it right. Okay. See, that's what I thought. Are you saying though you've had a complication? Anyway, I'm gonna reread it one more time, or like say, like it was interesting to me. Oh, there, okay. Um, I enjoyed what like I like how you gave just enough that like now of course I mean you could if it, to me, and I'm not just saying this because I know you or anything, but for me it inspired me because I have been having the hardest time. Like I really need to get to writing some, and you know I'm trying to pull some things together and get it organized. And it's like, I was watching what Rex yesterday, and Doc was on there, and of course he was saying, an artist needs to draw every day, even if a writer needs to try to write every day, even if it's just a little bit. And I even talked about that to Destructive about a week ago. Yeah, but I don't know if that really matters in print. You get what I'm saying? Like, that would be something to find out before you just exit, like exit. You know what I mean? Like what are the guidelines on like? I mean, you're creating a fictional story. It's a comic book. Now, of course, I do understand because if it was a movie and you wanted that music to actually be heard playing in the background, then you would run into having to pay. But then again, it's all copyrighted. The words are copyrighted, so you are probably right. I don't know. I don't know how that works. That would be something to look into, and maybe you already have. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that right now. You don't want to find out? Oh, so you don't want me to? I was about to Google it and figure out something like just to see like what it said. Oh, are you saying you might just go ahead and change it now? Because like if that anyway, maybe I'm asking too many questions. I wrote a years ago. I was writing like just freestyling it, but like I would do it on Facebook. This is like years ago. My old band, we had a song, and most of our lyrics weren't like that. Yeah, change it to be safe. Okay. Well, see, I was going to look into it and see what really has to be done or not, but because that's kind of I've never. That's a good like that's like a good like It's like I'm. It makes me want to find out. Like do like major publishing companies if they're publishing a comic book and they want to like say that a certain song is playing. I guess if you were to just say this song, like if you just say "Pretty Woman" playing in the background, that probably is totally free game there. But to actually put the words into the print, maybe that might be. But I don't remember what I was about to say there for a second. God dang it, I fucking spaced it. I was going to say, oh, okay. Anyway. And I hate that. That's why I'm taking some of the supplements I'm trying out. Like I've took choline before, and it's nothing like, and it's just stuff our bodies already produce anyway. But like taking some, of the, and I talked about the other day. But I'm trying to, I'm doing a little research on things that might help with my cognitive abilities because, here, of course, I'm getting older, but I'm trying to do things that will improve maybe my memory, especially my short. Like I'm having trouble sometimes just spacing it and everything, and it'd probably get better too the longer. I wish I had some of those. I hadn't had any in a long time. Like no actual. I haven't had. Are you talking about like the type of mushrooms like lion's mane and stuff? Like it's a combination of different mushrooms that help. I don't want to just assume it could be that you could be saying you're like, uh, which is nothing wrong with that either. Like if you use, like I personally, I just haven't had any access to actual any good psychedelic mushrooms in year like a while. like it's been a while. Oh. Yeah, okay. It dawned on me for a second because I'd said cognitive and stuff, and I wasn't even talking about getting high, so I don't know why you would have just been like, well, I'm taking mushrooms, like it would have been more like, I think you would have probably been like, well, I'm dosing today, like I'm microdosing or something, like on some shrooms or whatever. But yeah, I put it together because at one, like it can get expensive. So this next go around, I might see about finding. I know there's some decent combinations. That's the fucking weird thing is some of those things can get pretty expensive, but then some of the brands that are supposed to be more trusted, there's a reason I guess they cost a little more. Like I do some searching sometimes for certain things, and you can find stuff cheaper, but then it brings into question the quality of it, But really, no supplement is really regulated anyway, so you're still just going on, even if it's third party tested. They still don't mean nothing. It's just something telling you, you know. But I've never had real much problem with them. I always do my research. But yeah, I do know lion's mane. A year or two ago, I would come across. I'd order some of the powdered lion's mane and take that, and I could tell a difference too. So yeah, that's some things I'm trying to do is to get my memory back a little better. Even I think the more reading I've been doing. Speaking of which, I read some more of that Jack Reacher. I'm about done. Like I'm gonna try to have this finished before the weekend or by the weekend. Like it just like once I start reading it, like yesterday I didn't read any of it, but like once I start, like this morning I went ahead and read some of it before I ever went for a walk or did anything else. I just like read some of it. But like once I start reading it, man, I just enjoy it. Like I ever since I kind of started reading any of the Jack Reacher, I really like just the way. I hate it when something is like moving along like a fucking snail's pace. Now, of course, there's some good books that move that way for like a quarter of a part of the book or something. But once you get to where it needs to be and it's just like a movie that's like a slow drag. But once it hits, it don't stop. There's different types of things like that. Oh, let's see. I've been on 38 minutes, which is no big deal to me right now. I'm just trying to keep a mindset about how long I'm on today. Like, of course, a lot of it has to do with, like yesterday, we had fun. It was awesome. Like a lot of people, we had several people that were able to join for a little bit. I really enjoyed that. So thank you, Charlie, for telling me about this. So what I need to try to do, now I don't have to do it all in one day, but I guess I'm going to try to make me another list. Like I'm trying to start making lists and then like, I'm not doing real well at it. I used to do this. Sometimes I'd make a list for the week, like kind of like goals, like, okay, this is kind of what I want to see myself be able to say I did by the end of the week, whether it be chore stuff or recreational stuff or whatever. And then I'd have like a list that I'd make that, like, say in the morning, I'd make me a list of that day. This is what I want to have. Like at the end of the day, I want to see myself have this done, And that would help me and at that time when I was doing that, I was homeless and I didn't have any kind of income. And, but I would make those lists and it would help me. And I would put them in order of like, at the end of the day, if I can say I did these two things, I'll be satisfied. But if I get everything on this list done, I'll be really happy. You know what I mean? I'd give myself like a goal, like, okay, I'll be satisfied if I get 2 or 3 of these things. And I'd have at the top of the list, these are the things that most need to be done the most. So if I got those done and nothing else, that was fine. Same with the week. If I get to the end of the week and I've got like the top 3 on my list done, and there's still a few things that I didn't get to do. I think that's a good. Yeah, that would be a good idea too for me to make a. If I want to do a list for the day, I could do a list for tomorrow tonight. Like, okay, tomorrow I want to do this. I need to make this phone call. I need to do this. I need to do that. Yeah, so it sounds like we have some of the same type of thinking there, and I'm going to take that as a synchronistic moment. Me bringing up that I'm trying to get back into doing that, and I did that at one time in my life. Uh, and then you saying that this is something kind of like you use as well. I'm like, hey, that's kind of verifying for me that we like it don't work. Like I like to think that in my mind, I know what I need to do and everything, but I think a list, looking at the list is probably helpful, and I can be like, okay, hey, I got that done. So, and I bring it up because I'd forgotten about a certain list I made like last week, and it was still in my notebook that I had at church on Sunday, and I was like, oh man. But a couple of things I did, but I was like, if I'd been conscious and had the list and was looking at it, so that's what I'm doing now. Is like I've done added a couple of things. I appreciate anybody watching. And I appreciate whoever's watching. I think it's we got a few people. I appreciate, and Charlie, I appreciate you being here, being active in the chat. Because I realized like we were talking about yesterday, and then I shared this thought with a couple of people yesterday after this. But the more I'm doing this in the mornings, people kind of are getting used to it. Like there's a handful of people that are kind of like, hey, maybe you're not even maybe someone's not consciously even thinking about it, but they happen to say go on YouTube and they see that I'm live, and then if they notice it a couple of times within a few days, then it creates kind of a pattern. Like someone might start looking for it. Like, hey, let me see if Great Cloud's live this morning. Yeah, I know. I figured you might still be here. And there's several people. There's one guy that he only pops in every once in a while, but every time I'd be live. Now it might be because some of the times I'm going live early, but he would always be around, like either in the middle of the day when I'd be live. A lot of times he'd be there, and he was one of my first moderators. Bleed Blue, and every once in a while he still pops in, but he would be at work. And Bleed Blue is because he's from Kentucky and shit. But it seems like every once in a while when I still do when I end up throwing a live stream in the middle of the day, sometimes he'll pop in, and I'm like, I don't know what, but he used to be a lot of times popping in from work. I guess that's the reason I'm talking about it. Of course, I think you're kind of like Charlie, aren't you, Tank? Are you working from home as well? Yeah. I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer. I figure, like I'm at 45 minutes. I can at least stretch this on out to an hour. I think rounding it off might be good, unless something just pops up and I need to stop. But I'm thinking a good hour would be fine. So far, nobody came on or joined us. Like if someone had came on by this point, it might end up, I might end up streaming a little longer. But I'm already trying to be mindful that I've been sitting. Now this morning, like before I was sitting in this chair, when I did just a little bit of reading for my own self, setting up your new store right now. Okay, cool. Hey, I saw you. Were you on Don's last night? I think you were, because everybody was like talking. I don't think I said anything. If I'd said anything in the chat, it was like brief, but I don't remember saying much. I don't think I did, but I remember somebody saying glad to have you back. Was it Don's or was it fucking Omar? It might have been Omar. Like, because Omar did something at 6, didn't he? Fuck. Sometimes I get damn confused. And it was weird. I remember Frederick was on Omar's thing. And then, like a little while later, Omar was still going, but Frederick had left. And then all of a sudden, Wrangler was going. And I saw, like, I went in, tuned into Wrangler also for like a few. And, and I heard Frederick. And I was like, yeah, okay. I was just, Don, I don't think did anything yesterday, but or if he did, anyway, I know Wrangler ended up doing it. I heard Frederick on that. And then I remember you being, Omar's the one I probably remember. And, because I remember that everybody that was on there with y'all, like at the moment that I was watching, they were saying they were glad to have you back on and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna try to in the next day or two. I think I'm gonna try to set me up a little Gumroad account or something and just see what figure that part out. Which it shouldn't be complicated. It's just set it up. I guess email a little bit of information and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Yeah, a lot of times, like, I just know there's certain people. Like, I was thinking about it this morning. I think I'm doing pretty good by just doing, like, for me and what I'm doing here in the mornings, I think works out pretty well. Like, because a lot of people are streaming in the afternoon or in the evenings, and then a lot of times, most of the time, by a certain point in the evening, I don't care to really necessarily stream. I may be watching people and having a good time in the chat, but a lot of times, I've done been talking about that over the past few days. That'll be cool though. Yeah, I was thinking about you, Charlie. Like, the more you get used to it, you'll get better. And this is good for you to be just learning and being on streams, because as you're working on your comic, you can be kind of slowly but surely. I think we need to, like maybe Saturday, we should share the link to the Gumroad preview if you want. Like, try to see if, it's not like it's making you money, but get a few people. Like, I don't know if Destructus downloaded it and saw it or whatever. I like it enough to tell people they should go and fucking download it and read it and see that it's going to be something cool. I think at least it got me excited enough to be like, yeah, like I want to know, I'm curious to how big a book it'll be. Like, are you, like, I think, is it going to be a one shot, or do you have because there's a whole lot of shit you could do with that whole scenario. There could be, even if the main dude or whatever is, you think, dead or something at the end. Like, I don't know how it's going to end. You know how slasher and horror movies are. You might think the fucking bad guy got ousted, and then all of a sudden you'll come back, somehow. So I'm just curious. It's like, it's pretty, I think that should tell you something. I don't know how much other feedback have you got, but like, if someone reads just a few pages of something that's still a good ways from being finished and even out there, and is excited about, now, of course, the next page, we don't know what's coming, but I just like to. Okay. Are you going to do them just in floppies, or is it going to be a little bit, anyway, I don't know. I don't know if that's, I guess right now it's still too early. Like, I guess you're just kind of trying to get it to a point where, oh wait, it's an ash can. It's going to be a smaller size, but it's still going to be anyway. it got me reading it. To be honest with you, it like as I was reading it, I was like, "Great Cloud, you need to fucking like I said, I've got to start getting some things pulled together and start putting a little more effort in, even if not just in the writing or whatever, but like things like what I was experimenting with editing this before I got on here. I'm going to do a little more of that today too. I'm going to try to come up with some kind of cool intro or something myself. Now, of course, Destruct said he was going to try to come up with some stuff for me and all that. And I was like, cool. But I don't know, like, I don't know if he will end up doing it. So, like, and then, like, he had me make a few things from Grok, and then because he wants to try to make something for, to be up in the corner on certain live streams and shit for me. But, I figured the best way to really get something done is learn it myself. Like I just need to figure out what I can do or not do. I want to like how does it, I don't know what the barriers are on using clips and shit either. Like some people use small little snippets of movie clips within their videos or for intros and shit like that. I guess that's something I could research and find out myself. There's a way to do it that makes it doable. I don't know what that is. So I guess I should read about it or get somebody to tell me that knows what they're doing and has done it more. Because I'd like to think about what would I use. And not just that, I like floppies myself. That's what I love about Alterna Comics as well. Did you have to do it in small, short? Did you have to make several small videos and then you put them together or something? I think Self Destruct was telling me to do something like that, like to maybe try to, if I wanted him something to do something, and then take it and from where it ended, I don't know, maybe screenshot the last frame, and then have Grok continue it, and then you just put it together. I don't know how you did it. Okay, yeah, other people have done that. So like, and maybe I haven't seen the full function. Maybe there is a way to do longer than 6 seconds too. I don't know. Yeah, so you just figure out you make a series of smaller shorts, like one kind of leading into the next thing. So if you have a scenario in your head of a scene, you just do small segments of that scene till you've got a bunch of clips that, when put together, it makes one whole thing. That sounds like something interesting to try to do, and that's what I think I'll work on today. That sounds like a good plan, maybe. Well, I'm just getting excited because, like, Saturday will be now. Like, I have had a couple of scheduled lives before, like when I had Elliot on, and then when I did the drawing for the giveaway. But to be looking forward to Saturday because we had a cool show last Saturday, maybe continuing that, I think could be a fun thing. And it might build an audience. We might end up, who knows, a few months down the road, maybe we have like a cool kind of like Saturday midday hangout stream going on with a good, decent people watching and interacting. Yeah, like I had the camera coming into the town, then I like introducing the characters. Yeah, I think 11 labs for the voiceover. Oh yeah, I guess that's something you can do to. I guess with that was you able to like do all sorts of things with the voice. I'm trying to wonder if I should write that down. Right, because right, you just created the store like the I got you. I need to figure out how I want to do it. But really what I'm doing on Saturday with everybody is I want it to be collaborative as well. Like anybody that is wanting to be part of it, like you were Saturday, doesn't mean anybody has to commit to anything. Oh, well, how would oh wait, can I do this? Let's see. Let's see. Am I able to? Oh my gosh. I don't know if I can click that myself right now. This, if I click, oh wait. Hold on. I'll tell you what I'll do real quick. Why don't I just do this? Give me a second. I'm gonna stay on just a little bit longer. I don't get I'm talking. Oh, okay. I'll have to go and look at it. Hold on a minute. I'll just do it right now. I don't know why my brain ain't working right.
Offers almost nothing. A rest stop for kids smoking reefer, dropping that LSD, and drinking until the night folds in on itself.
Oh shit. I was thinking I remember seeing this now or something. I'm pretty sure I did, but I was thinking like it's something I forgot about maybe. And then when you were talking about it in the chat before looking at it, I was thinking of it, maybe you used some of your actual images. This is pretty cool though. So did you did this with Grok? Just small set like it is sort of as long a segment as it could produce for you. Oh, what do? You type in produce a realistic. See, I haven't tried nothing like that.
Sex hang in the air. Noise masquerading as thrill. At the center sits Tommy's butcher shop.
I'm going to pull it up and play it if you don't care. Before we end this, no, that's what I'm saying. So you tell Grok, like you have to create the image. You tell like, I want a real life looking like you just it's like you write out the description, but you tell it, I guess I want it in like to look like real people or whatever, in this setting and this I don't know. I'm what's up, Dennis? Yeah, I'll stay on for a little bit longer too, because like so give me a second and let me do this. Like I kind of want to do that. I think it'd be cool. You know, son of a bitch. There we go. Trying to get this going on. Oh my God. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Just give me. I am so slow at this stuff, guys. It's kind of crazy. I don't know why it's taking me so long. Yeah, so when you're talking to Grok, tell it to rewrite what you wrote and say rewrite with a Francis Ford Coppola style, then take what Grok chat says and paste. Oh, into the So you did that, and then you paste that, I guess, into the other thing that you use. That's what I'm guessing you're talking about. And give me a second. We are here, and I'm about to see. Oh, where's it at? Okay, and then I need to come over here. Dennis, I'll be if you're saying anything, excuse me for 1 second. I'm just trying to do this. And then let's hit play.
Bitter Creek offers almost nothing. A rest stop for kids smoking reefer, dropping that LSD, and drinking until the night folds in on itself. Smoke, sweat, and sex hang in the air. Noise masquerading as thrill. At the center sits Tommy's butcher shop. Tommy behind the counter. He is handsome, polite, but charming. That type of smile that makes people trust. Yeah, a gaze that lingers too long on the young girls who fit a pattern. Inside his head, everything fractured. The memories, his mother's face overlays strangers. His father's voice replaces his own. Thoughts collide. Control breaks. Violence erupts. In Bitter Creek, the silence isn't quiet. It's waiting.
Okay, that was pretty cool. Now what do I do here? Okay, hold on a minute. Burn. Okay. Oh wait, that must have started playing in the background. How do I do this? That was weird. That was weird. Somehow I was hearing my damn self again. Okay, no, that was really cool. Yeah, I was just saying, like, you'd popped in and I was trying to do that. I was trying to, because he said, uh, man, that's really cool. Like, I wasn't even thinking about that, like, as far as, but I could do something like that with, yeah, I'm gonna have to, like, fucking figure this out. Hey, Saboteur, let's see. Did I make you a moderator the other day? I really need to do some streaming for the second channel. Uh, well, that's what I'm going to try to. I'm going to try to have Saturday. We're going to try to just do it off the second channel. I need to try to see if I can get a few more. I want to try to build that channel up. Cool, like the Who song album. Yeah, I was pretty shocked one weekend how well Grok can make stuff and just spent time making that. See, I don't mind. I think that using those type of things in the right way are cool, but like some people are abusing it and like trying to present it all as their, maybe not that as a moot, but like with the writing and with people's art, like there's artists fucking just letting AI do it and then saying they did it, and it's like, okay, whatever. Uh, is Suno? Did you just do all the free stuff, or did you pay for any of them? Okay, hold on. What am I fucking doing here? Hey, Falcone, how are you doing? God dang it. Oh. I hope yesterday when you showed up, weren't ran off like it was a bunch of me and a bunch of dudes, not a bunch, but there were several people. I don't remember who was on with me. Somebody I think was on screen already. Probably self destruct. All free, so I had a limit. Yeah, so okay. Oh, okay. Oh, is that how they work? Like on the Suno and shit? That's still pretty cool, though. Falguni, we were just talking about Saboteur's comics. I was just showing his trailer that he made with AI and stuff. But it's for like his upcoming comic book. And then he's got a free PDF that you can download of like 6 pages of it. It's a horror comic, kind of like influenced by Texas Chainsaw Massacre, obviously, or like if you see it. I was wondering. Saboteur. Let's see. Hold on. So how would I do this? Give me a second. Okay. So what we're talking about is if anybody's interested, if you hit that link, Dennis or Falguni, whoever else is here, it'll take you and you would put your email in and then it'll send you to your email. It should the preview of what he's working on. And I was excited about it. If you're a fan, if you were ever, even if you don't watch anything like that nowadays, if you were ever into some of the horror movies and shit, I liked it enough to say, and it, it's got me excited. And, God willing, if I'm breathing whenever he's finished and it's being funded, like I'm not trying to sound negative, because I don't know what's going to happen one day the next, right? But whenever he gets around to trying to launch it or whatever, I hope to be able to, oh yeah. So he said, when you go there, you have to go to the checkout and then type 0 in for it to be free. But you type 0 in and you can download it. And I think, and it, for me, I don't know. I like, it's right up my alley because it's more like that. Like I like more like comic books. I like comics that are either horror or sci-fi fantasy more than I do any kind of superhero stuff or anything. So, you know what I mean? Like a little bit more, or like even Westerns, man. Like I like the Westerns and stuff that are coming out too. But how are you doing today, Falguni, if you're still there? Let us know. And I'm not going to be on very much longer. We've been on about an hour. Yesterday, that 3-hour stint was fine, but I got to make, of course, I started later today too. But going 3 hours when you have other people on with you and all that kind of stuff, it was really fun. I've already been here like an hour and 10 minutes and just by myself with you guys in the chat. And I've had to stand up a few times. So here shortly, I'm just going to wrap it up so that, maybe I can start. I need to stand up and move around some more, maybe take another walk, think about what else I need to do today. But Falguni, I also have still neglect. I still haven't got to an email for you. Uh, Try to look for one. Oh, okay, yeah, Dennis. Oh, he said not for everyone. Yeah, expect a little bit of graphicness in it, and it's a horror. It's like a slasher, fucking, that's I really liked what I saw, and also I don't know if you said this to someone somewhere, Charlie, but I don't know if I saw you on somebody's channel drawing some of it and someone telling you to keep it in black and white. I don't know if that was you or somebody else. I think black and white myself. It depends. I think, especially stories like that, probably work like, but it just depends on who. If it's your creation and you want it, I'm suspecting you wouldn't have put it out as a black and white pre. Well, no, some people do that. Sometimes people might have an intention on coloring something, but they still give you a preview that's in black and white. But I like certain comics, and I guess it also depends on who is who the colorists are and stuff. I don't know how that all works either. But anyway, I hope yeah, okay. I think that like some people don't like the black and white for some reason. To me, I think some people's art or some art just looks better that way. Like some of the books that I've got in black and white, it's like I couldn't envision it any other way. So, and it's like, anyway, Falguni, I don't know if you, like I said, I don't know if she's still here or not. If she is, I appreciate her being here. And I don't think I knew that she didn't. Falguni also Saturday. See, I don't know what time it would be where she's at though on Saturday. If we're on at 12:30 our time, time in the middle of the day, it'll be late. I think it'll be later at night for her. But we're doing stuff. We started it on Saturday, this last Saturday, and it won't be called Comics Group Goon Church every Saturday. I'm doing that as a parody, and it's going to be a fun thing. Dennis, I think that was it you, I think, that came up with the Goon Church? Of course, I termed Comics Group. I didn't term Comic Group, but it's based on Dr. Ben's, that one dude that was reviewing and talking about Dr. Ben, but didn't want to say Comics Gate. And he could. I've got to find that video. I'm going to hit Dr. Ben up or somebody. I need to find that video of that guy. That might be on Dr. Ben's channel because I think he did a video about that guy on his channel. I need to go look. Oh, well, okay, it wasn't you, but I need to get. I would like to get that video of that fruity dude talking about Dr. Ben's falling out with the guy that they were supposed to be doing something together, and then Dr. Ben I'd like to get just a few segments of him talking about it and have him specifically saying Comics Group. Yeah, he became part of that Comics Group. Like even about just a snippet of it. Yeah, that could be like I want to try to come up with a working name that is consistent every week. Right now, I'm going to keep it. This coming up Saturday, it's still going to be what I've got it as. But if we do this every Saturday, there'll be some Saturdays won't be able to do it or whatever. Like, okay, take it easy, Charlie. What I was going to say, now remember that, Dennis, and if I have, because bring that up to me on Saturday or any other time. Just keep that in keep that thought in mind, so we might be able to turn that into I guess it wouldn't even matter if every week we just title it something different. Comics group, whatever, comment. And I need to remember the Saturday after, that might be how I type it out. Comments group. Like you've got it. So. Okay, I am running at an hour and 16 minutes here. I done said that I was about to end it about 20 minutes ago, but when other people pop in at towards the end, I like to try to stretch it on a little bit. But I think y'all understand, and you know, like I said yesterday, I spent 3 hours of this, and I had a blast. But I'm trying to be mindful today and go, Gray Cloud, because there's some things I want to work on editing wise. I'd like to try to see if I can come up with some more stuff. He's got me excited about going to Gumroad and creating an account for Gumroad. Now, Printly, I don't know about, but I'll have to figure that out. I'm going to go look that up. I need to look that up too. I guess that's something and he said he connected it to his Gumroad account. Because I wouldn't mind trying to create yeah, and thanks for being here. And like I said, I've done 5 times already. I don't know if she's still here, but if Falguni is still here, I'm going to, and I know I said this like a few days ago, not yesterday, but a few days ago, I was like, I'm going to try to send you an email, and I still haven't got around to it. It's like, whoa, but I think she would understand. I think a lot of people understand. I am trying to do, and I'm not trying to make excuses for anything that I'm slacking on, but I'm trying to keep myself physically active all through the day if I can, one way or another, even if that physicality is just doing a stream or something, but trying to do some things physically throughout the day, as well as trying to get back my creative side. And I'm getting excited about doing the streams a little more. So I'm just trying to take a little more time and figure out what I can do, especially on the computer. Like today was the first time sitting down and trying to clip some things together and make something. So that was really fun. So I need to get off of here, get up, move around, do some things. And then in a little while, I'm going to figure out and get back on the computer and try to practice a little bit with some of that stuff. So you guys have a good day, man. And until next time, Mr. Gray Cloud here, Sage of the Eternal Moment, over and out.